What's poppin' guys, welcome to another Warcraft replay here, and we are on the Netease ladder once again. I probably should start doing nostalgia, maybe. It's just, yeah, can't really find that many old replays that I've already, done, like the tournaments I'm talking about, like replays from those specific tournaments, because, I don't know, it's just kinda hard to get something before 2011, yeah. But either way, Moon versus HawK here, Night Elf versus Human, I believe. Oh, that's look at that, HawK with his name backwards. I was wondering whether or not these players are themselves alone. I guess I will try to remember that is Moon's ult, or one of his ults, I guess. But either way, Human versus Night Elf. I haven't actually watched this matchup too much because lots of people are having that orc vibe, and I think this is like my 5th or 6th game since 1.29. I do apologize about not uploading that much recently, even though it's exam period. Been a little busy studying. I have 2 exams like right next to each other, so can't really afford to spend too much time not studying. And yeah, there is that. I chose this one because, well, the other option was a series between Moon and HawK, but those were like 10 minutes each, and I was thinking whether or not to combine them into one video, but then, if Moon won both of them, he would be 5-0 against HawK on the channel at least, and I don't know if that paints a good picture with HawK. I don't know if Moon actually won that series, but just the possibility of that, and of course I would probably have to do some in-game transitioning there, but either way, late Altar of Elders is going to be a Tavern Hero. I guess it's going to be a Dark Ranger, since actually I've never seen a Dark Ranger on Terenas Stand, so I'm actually curious to see how this works. But the MK comes out as HawK's first hero, so I have not watched HawK or Moon, I believe, in 1.29, so I don't know how much their play has actually been changed. I don't know how much human play has even changed at all, but trying to remember if the Mountain King actually got some hits. I think he got some damage buffs, but I probably shouldn't be quoted on that. I know the Pally has definitely gotten hit in terms of the Divine Shield duration, I believe. Yeah, that's the only big one I can remember. But Dark Ranger first for Moon. It's been a while since I've seen Dark Ranger first. On a map such as Terenas Stands, I mean, there's plenty of easy creep camps early on to summon your skeletons with, but later on, I don't know. We'll see how well Dark Ranger can perform. It is going to be versus Mountain King, who could get a little scary, especially when he gets a second hero to support him. I could imagine the Blood Mage coming out as a mana battery / banish spam, but
our sacred grove is being
we will have to see. I think the Blood Mage also got a little bit of buffs with the 1.29, but anyway, skeletons are going to be intercepted here. Haven't actually gone to harass the peasants just yet. The Arcane Tower is on the way, and the skeletons are just going to be acting as scouts, so bit of a lackluster usage there with those skeletons. They could have definitely been used to tank some units, especially since Night Elves don't really have melee units, and they are not really tanky without the Ancient of War. Early expand from Moon, so he is going to be teching and expanding at the same time. So really going to be relying on those skeletons to keep those footmen at bay if HawK ever goes for an early aggression play, but he is not. He's just going to be going for an early expansion himself. Skeletons have indeed spotted this, so Moon does know he is in the clear, and yes, it's going to be teching and expanding at the same time, and Moon's going to look really good. But that also depends on whether or not he goes double Ancient of Laws or maybe something wacky. But Hunter's Soul has been placed down, so double Laws does seem to be the option. Dark Ranger picks up an Armed Reincarnation there, so really good to prevent a death. I'm not sure if Moon is going to be sloppy with his Dark Ranger though, so I imagine the Ankh won't be able to see much use at least soon, but we shall see. Maybe there's some unavoidable situations, but Sasquatch Camp is going to be taken out here, and the Dark Ranger is going to be... Did that Sasquatch die to the Ancient of War? That might have been a little bit of a misplay there from Moon, but I could have sworn she didn't get any experience for that, so... A little bit of an oopsie there. Or does Dark Minions not give experience either? I don't know. I could have sworn that the experience bar did not move until that last one actually got killed, so... a little weird. Mountain King got Mana Stone, which is going to be really good for him. Might not even need the Blood Mage, but we shall see. Is going to hit that level 4 much earlier than the Dark Ranger. Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. Dark Ranger didn't get much experience, and now she's slightly behind in terms of levels here. Skeletons also don't really help too much when they are going to be feeding some experience over to the Mountain King. Nice clap there to slow them down a little bit, but it seems like most of them are just going to be lost to the Arcane Tower. Subagility +3, so Dark Ranger's getting some good stats, I guess. The Ankh is definitely a great item. Mana Stone is also a great item, I guess, for the Mountain King. So both players not really luckier in terms of items here, but yeah, Dark Ranger should hit level 4 off of this. The Tree of Life is going to be entangled with that gold mine, and it seems like both players are just going to have their second gold line operational at the same time. But, like I said before, Tier 2 already done for Moon. I believe HawK, wow, he hasn't even started, so he is a little bit behind. I say a little bit, he is very behind, and he would definitely love to avoid skirmishes here, but since he is only versing archers, he is going to be going ahead and trying to kill as many as possible. But the silence, very nice silence, but it is just going to get worn off at the last second, and a Thunderclap will be able to claim a single archer after TV Scope was burnt.
Our warriors have engaged.
Yeah, good enough for Moon to avoid heavy losses until his double Ancient of Laws are finished, and they are going to immediately be producing Dryads. No Tier 3 just yet, but that should come pretty soon since we do have that second base. And I hear Panda, so Panda, Dark Ranger, just pretty standard double heroes here. Dark Ranger not really in need of early level, mini levels, I guess, unless you really want that charm to go for those Spellbreakers. The Panda should be able to do well against everything aside from Spellbreakers here. True Shot Aura has been picked up for the Mountain King, and he is a bit of a bind here. Is going to Thunderclap, but might be forced to TP. Panda is going to be roasted down quite a bit thanks to a Stormbolt, but a Breath of Fire is going to be used up, but what was it? The Panda was not able to kill, and the Panda got killed back instead. No TP Scroll was available, and the Ankh apparently just wasn't transferred in time, so Moon a little slow on that, but it is a level 1 hero. He will get it pretty cheap, and since the Mountain King is kind of exposed, might be worth it to trade. We shall see. No replacement TV Scroll just yet, and I don't think the base is actually walled off, so the Mountain King is kind of exposed here. Dark Ranger might be able to take revenge for his fallen friend, for her fallen friend, but Stormbolt is going to be tossed at the Dark Ranger's face. Dryads are going to be traded for a couple of Trolls. The Footmen are a bit of a problem. Dryads can't really burn these guys down as quickly as, I guess, Footmen can. Another Stormbolt to the Dark Ranger. She is still has that Ankh, so no real worries right there, but Panda's coming back, and the Mountain King probably doesn't want to see that Panda. We have another Stormbolt, not enough mana just yet, but Health Potion is going to be used as well as a Mana Pot. Ankh is going to be used as well, eating up another Stormbolt, and I imagine a Thunderclap's going to come down. Here we go here, probably not since the Mountain King is by himself, and we have a Silence as well. Very nice pathing here from Moon. Boots of Speed trying its best, but it seems like the Mountain King might just fall. The Panda does not have enough mana for a Breath of Fire, but that was enough blocking. Very nice blocking for Moon, repeating myself. But that is going to be a level 5? Level 5 Mountain King already taken down. like I said before, that trade was probably worth it since it was a level 1 panda for an extremely low level, low hit point mannequin here. Only arcane towers to defend the space. I mean, it's not looking too great here, but the peasants trying their best to repair as quick as possible. Pally's coming out as the second hero, but yeah, kind of late to the party. His first buddy is kind of dead. Is going to be trapping the panda for now between these arcane tower and himself, but the tower is going to be DPS down thanks to those dryads and a dark ranger. Mannequin comes out as soon as he got Tavern revived here. Nice Stormbolt Holy Light combo. I think Holy Light did get a bit of an upgrade in terms of numbers, but here we go with a Rejuvenate, but oh yikes, level 3 Stormbolt seems a little too powerful for that Rejuvenate to heal, and that is going to be a level 5 Dark Ranger. I got disconnected from Netease for some reason. Let's avoid that. Hopefully the sound settings is not crapped out now. Sometimes that happens when I alt tab, and yeah, I just hope, because that would be bad. Anyway, Dark Ranger, revived through the Tavern, is out of mana, but I mean, what can you do about that? Wellspring's on the way. Second base, I don't even know if HawK even realizes there's a second base. He saw the Ancient of War. He hasn't even scouted at all his opponents, so he's just coming off his assumptions here. And I mean, so far it's working alright. Already has a third base on the top right, but I don't know for how long now that the panda is nearby, as well as the bears. No arcane tower, so the panda can go for a breath when he gets the mana, but here comes the human defense force, which right now is not that many. 20 supply under Moon, which is probably not ideal, but here comes a nice Stormbolt slash Thunderclap combo. But now the Mana King is severely out of mana. He does have one spell left in him, but he is taking quite a bit of damage in return. Pally and the MK did get silenced for quite a while, but now it has worn off. Let's see how well these heroes will do. Bears are just mauling the towers here. Oh, another silence, and that is going to be a little bit of a denial, I guess. Mountain King really wants that Stormbolt, but the Dark Ranger is not going to let him, and I believe... Oh, I was thinking maybe the Dark Ranger would use TP Scroll to cancel that Stormbolt, but it seems like she will just take it like a man, I guess. Oh, Blood Mage comes out of the third hero, and that might actually warrant a TP Scroll usage, because, yeah, the Mana King is going to get enough mana for a Stormbolt again. Here we go with another one. Yikes. Very, very close to dead, but the Mana King is not going to pursue, as he probably doesn't want to trade. Pally is probably going to die himself, as he is being slow poisoned to death, and there we go with the Breath of Fire. Nicely done by the panda there. Stormbolt to claim a low bear. But yeah, so far it's just skirmishes on both sides. Moon is actually a lot of supply compared to his opponent, and oh god, HawK is actually going to be messing up siege engines. Definitely a desperation play here, but I mean, there's like not much answers to that as a Night Elf player. You kind of have to spam Ancient of Wars, but right now it doesn't seem like Moon wants to spam it himself. The first siege engine pops out. Blood Mage is going to mana drain the panda there, but the panda probably wasn't going to be breathing fire anyway. Oh, HawK already has a couple of tanks out and is going to be going after the expansion. Yeah, forcing a TP Scroll, and these engines might be able to get that expansion, I don't know, but those Wisps trying their best. Oh, but the fire is going to deny that loss right there, so a race against time now. Moon is going to be forced to build a couple of Ancients to counteract those tanks, and hopefully that will relieve some pressure from HawK. Yeah, already Castle Tech. I mean, I don't see any Castle Tech units aside from, I guess, the mono teams with the frag shards. Even though mono teams are tier 2, frag shards I believe is tier 3 required. Tank did get caught out here as I believe HawK has stopped producing tanks. Yeah, he's just moving on to knights and mortar teams, which this knight already caught out. I don't know why he was rallied to a bad place, but he is going to be forced to get Sanctuary back home. Level 5 very close to Avatar for the Mountain King. We shall see if he can go in for a couple of cheese kills here on the bears, but nice silence from the Dark Ranger is going to deny that just a little longer, and I don't think frag shards are even going to be completed. The peasants are a little far away to mass repair this, and that is going to be the workshop down. Mortar teams not really effective against bears. They are going to try and focus fire those dryads, but those bears are right in front of their faces. Yikes. That Blood Mage took a huge amount of damage from those bears there, and they are going to once again roar. I mean, silence is currently killing HawK right now. The Pally can't go for another heal. Blood Mage just got chased down by those bears, and level 6 has been gained for the Dark Ranger. Will she go for a charm on maybe... Oh, she should definitely charm a knight. There we go. She was gonna charm a mortar team, but she saw that knight coming in right away and charmed it immediately. So 3 knights, I guess, in exchange for that one Druid of Claw kill. But yeah, definitely taking a knight in exchange for losing a unit yourself is probably worth it, since you kind of just instantly replaced your bear. Meanwhile, your opponent was left with nothing. HawK is almost doubled in supply, which is kind of amazing to say, and when we are looking at Moon's perspective here. One more Siege of Wind. Siege Engine is going to try its best, but with a Druid of Talon, going for a Fairy Fire and an Ancient of War to defend. Probably not going to find too much success here. And here comes another attack on the top right. HawK, I mean, he's trying his best to, I guess, get an advantage somewhere, but I mean, building expansion without a proper army seems a little too risky, and just seems to be throwing resources away. Mortar team is gonna get charmed, and yeah, I mean, where is HawK's army? The army's just being stolen by the Dark Ranger here. And the Mountain King's just crying right now. He has Avatar form, but I think he has Avatar form, but he just can't afford to use it and not use his Thunderclap / Stormbolt. Blood Mage is going to be sanctuaried back home. It's going to take a while for him to get back into action, especially since we don't even see priests or any arcane sanctums, just workshops it seems. HawK, I mean, he tried to transition into knight / mortar teams, but I mean, at this point, he is just going to be trying to rely on his siege engines, which, yeah, it's not going to find too much success now, since we are going to be having a couple more Ancient of Wars added to the mix here. And yeah, Moon's just throwing away resources, just building as many Ancient of Wars as possible to deter any future siege engine attacks. And yeah, HawK has managed to close the gap a little bit. He's able to shave off about 10 supply off of his opponent, but yep, there we go, instantly changed thanks to a charm. Blood Mage is going to get silenced here, so even if he did have banish, he can't really banish himself because of that silence. I'm pretty sure you can banish yourself, but yeah, because of that silence, that is not going to be the case. There we go with the Avatar form there. I'm not sure how much that is going to do. Dark Ranger could go for another silence if she wanted. Stormbolt, oh, very nice, I believe, preservation there, so that is going to be a knight being saved. Holy Light to try and heal up the Avatar, but yeah, I mean, Avatar can't really carry this much versus a whole bunch of bears and knights. Bit of a weird collab, but that is just the way it is when you are playing against a Dark Ranger. Second expansion, or second base, is going to get taken down here. And here we go, invuln onto that Mountain King, but a TP scroll, I believe, is going to be used to try and deny that damage. And all Moon needs to do is just come back yet again after he heals up. Yeah, it looks like a pretty done deal. Moon is even expanding on the top right, not even clearing out the bottom left. He is going and claiming his opponent's former base. HawK, yeah, doesn't really have much.
Our sacred grove is being
Blood Mage is probably trying to be revived, but I mean, all he's gonna do is gonna get silenced when he comes back. Knights, I mean, you need at least 2 knights if you want to verse the Dark Ranger, because if you only have one, then that one will just be taken. yeah, kind of 90% sure that this is Moon's win, but I'll just play it out for the sake of it. But yeah, maybe, who knows, there might be massive fights. I say that when it's currently 70 versus 40, but here we go yet again. Stormbolt onto the Dark Ranger, but is that good enough? I don't think so. Thunderclap as well is going straight after that Dark Ranger, but I mean, with the silence, I don't think the Mannequin has any sort of burst damage without his abilities.
Our sacred grove is
And
being
the
desecrated.
traitorous knights are chasing away the Tri-Heroes here.
Your building is complete.
Kind of sad that I haven't seen the Banished Stormbolt combo, but that's just because the Blood Mage hasn't gotten his second level yet. He just keeps dying at level 1. And yeah, like that. Just
Gold mine has collapsed.
he gets abandoned while the other two get saved. That is kind of a sad state to look at, even though honestly I think Banish Stormbolt combo might be able to maybe two-shot a bear. I'm not sure about the knights. They have pretty similar health, I guess. They could probably two-shot a knight or a bear. Whole bunch of uprooted Ancient of Wars, but I don't think... oh, no, HawK's still sticking with his siege engines here, but
Research finished.
yeah, haven't really done much. They even got caught by the Dryads and Bears, so... yeah, HawK's engine count has gone down to 0 yet again. I thought they were stuck in this Zeppelin, but yeah, apparently Zeppelin has nothing in it, and the Hippogriff is going to go chasing an empty Zeppelin, but oh well. +3, is that +3? Yeah, it should be +3. +3 armor for the knights, and yeah, siege engines, but I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. I don't think you can steal a knight with +3 armor and keep it, but maybe we'll see later on. Avatar coming out full health is going to take out the Panda. That is a good start, but the Blood Mage falls as well, so a bit of an even trade here, and of course 70 versus 35. Pretty much doubled in terms of supply. The bears are kind of too much to handle. Avatar doesn't have unlimited mana to just toss out those Stormbolts, so
Sacred grove is
yeah, the
being
bears are
desecrated.
just going to be mauling the civilians. Avatar doesn't really need to be dealt with. He can just be like the last man standing for the red team, and that would still be a defeat for him. Knights, guess, taking a vacation at their former homes. Pally is going to run out of Defiant Shield. Maybe he might get turned around here by those knights, but seems like Moon is just going to keep those knights around a little bit. Oh, Avatar going for one last attempt against that Dark Ranger. She still has an invuln, so that is kind of a depressing turn of events there for HawK, I guess. Pally comes out, I guess, just to offer himself or something. Oh, gonna try some shenanigans here with the Divine Shield. Oh, does he have enough mana for Holy Light? It doesn't seem like it. And it seems like Holy Light is just not gonna be able to be used, as Rejuvenate was, yeah, just rapidly heals that Dark Ranger. So, excellently played by Moon. Not too often I see Dark Rangers being successful, but I think it's just because HawK went for a pretty bad route. I mean, rush to tier 3 is kind of bad when your opponent's Dark Ranger is already 6, so should have gone more for the massive army kind of thing instead of the small army. So that is going to be that. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I don't know when the next one will be. I'll be back to studying right away.